Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Visio. In this module, I want to talk about what Visio is. So first of all, when you open Visio, you get shown a series of templates, diagram templates. If I go to the new feature, you can see these templates are in categories, and then you can search the categories. So you have these sort of default categories, and then within each of the categories, if I click on this one, you'll have some more diagram templates, and then you can navigate back at the top there to get back to the main category list and click into another one. This is just a general templates, and then back again. And if you go to, for example, schedule, you can see things like Gantt charts and PERT diagrams. I'll come back. So what I'm going to do is create a basic diagram first off to show you how it works. So you click on it, and then you've got two options here: metric units or US units. I'm going to leave it on metric. Go in, create, and then it's down to you to create a diagram. So what you get down the left hand side of each of these diagram templates is a series of what are called stencils. This is a stencil, and within the stencil you have some shapes. So this one has got quick shapes, basic shapes, arrow, decorative, and graph and math shapes. So I'll stay on basic shapes and show you how it works. You bring a rectangle on by dragging it and positioning it, and you can change the color of this and you can change the size of this, but what you cannot do is make it into a square, because that is a rectangle shape. If you wanted a square, you have to bring a square shape on, and then that will become a square, a bigger square, or a smaller square. It will never become a rectangle. And again, you can color that in different colors to the one that sat there. You've also got options to go to design and change the actual theme of all these shapes by clicking on this, and then that will change them to whatever you select, and there's quite a few that's in there. I'll click on that shape, change that one. Now that's not changed because the color I've selected is red, but if I go back to home and take the color off, so I'll go no fill, so it's got no fill, and then go to design and pick one of these, nothing happens. So when you pick a color, you've got different options there, shape styles. I can come in here and pick a different one if I don't like that one, same with that one, or I can do Control A to highlight them both, and then whatever I select, that will be the color for that set of shapes. You can move them as a pair, click off it, and then you've got them set like this. Now on the home tab, you've got these tools where you've got pointer, which is what I've got now. You've got connector, which I'm going to click on. And now if I hover over this shape, you'll get like a little plus. If I sit there and I'll drag that to the other one, I'll get a little square that I can connect that to, and then that clips on like that. And then what you have to do is, see, this is on, so if I just click now, I'm just creating a connector tool anywhere. So you've got to keep clicking it off and going back to the pointer tool. But if I move that down, that's still connected. I'll delete these two spare ones that I did accidentally. So that's connected to that point. But if I bring another two shapes on and do a different sort of connector, if I connect these two together but go from green, the whole shape is green, to green, that's called a shape to shape connector. If I click that pointer tool again, so what should happen here is the connector tool will always be the shortest distance between the two shapes, whereas this one is always going to be connected to those 2 points, no matter where you move them. Now if I do Control A and delete all of these for a second, you've got the option at the top there to search for other stencils, there's loads of stencils. You can see all of these template diagrams have their own stencils and sub-stencils. There are hundreds and hundreds. You have a search box at the top where you can search for things. If I type the word car, for example, it will search all of the diagram stencils to find a car, and if there is any, it will show you here. Here we go. So there's a car. I'll bring that on. So while you've got the search box active, everything else has sort of disappeared. Down the bottom here, I can't see the stencils. You have to clear that off to get back into your stencils. But there's my little car. I can make it bigger if I want, and then just move that over there. If you do Control D, it means duplicate. You can create 2 cars, and if I keep doing it, I'll create a few more. You've got a few more cars like that. So that's the basic stencil. What I want to do is do another diagram. So I'm going back to File, New. I'll go for a flowchart. So basic flowchart. And then you've got a few different options with this one. I'm going for a blank option. I'm going to create it again, same sort of way, and show you how this bit works. So a basic flowchart, you start off usually with a start and an end position. When you drop this on the screen though, if you hover over it, you get the arrows coming out of the bottom, which will allow you to select a process, and then maybe a decision, and then maybe another process, and maybe I want to come out of this side with a process, and then down the bottom there, I want an end, like so. So very quickly you can create a flowchart. You can actually double click on the lines and have it saying something. So if I say no, so that's the no way, and this is carrying on yes, coming down. So you're asking a question there, and then they're doing another process, and then you might want to go back to this process. So I'm going to put a connector on there from the little dot back onto that, snap it on position, take that back off. So they ask a question there, they get it wrong, they do that bit, and they go back and do it again till they get it right, and then they carry on. And that's basically how the flowchart template diagram works. You've also got this one, cross-functional flowchart, these shapes, and down the bottom you've got different pages. I'm going to click on the little plus so I can get another page. You've got swim lanes here, so I'm going to bring a swim lane on, and then that'll snap into position. I can move that back a little bit, and then I just want another one on. Now there is a template that starts with this, and you can start with 3 or 4 of these, but basically it works like this. You go back to your basic shapes, you bring on, I'll do a start one again, so I'll start there. Now I'm going to put the connector tool on this time, see what happens here. I'll get a process, I'll put a process there. Process, it just snaps into place. I'll do another process, but I'll do it in a different swim line. And then that's come down. I need to sort of line that up a bit. And then I'll do another process. So as long as the shape has got the circles around it, the arrow will come out of it like so. And then you can intervene at the end if you so wish. I'll just do an end at the end there, and then that shows you how that works. Again, if you go up to design, you can pick a different design for this. The color scheme will react to that. You can type in all these boxes, you can type in the title and things like that. You can also go from the design tab to backgrounds. You can pick a background page, so it'll see through this, a bit like a header and footer sort of page, and it attaches itself down the bottom there. I'll just go back to home to get rid of the connector tool. And then you've also got borders and titles where you can select different options, and that will sit on top there. And you can see now that I need to pull these down a bit because that's in the way. Now I can't get onto that because that is a background page, and I need to get onto it here, and then I can say what I want to call it, like so, process. So that'll come through, process, and the dates there, and that's your little flowchart, cross-functional flowchart. And then on page 1, it's not seeing that. So what I have to do for page 1 to see that is to right click on page 1, go into page setup and tell it to look at that background page, which is that one, and then click OK. Then it will pull that through and you'll see all that as well on this front page. So that's just a quick, very fast overview of the flowchart feature. Next one I want to do is a Gantt chart. So I'm going new, and the Gantt chart is under scheduling. That's the timeline, but I'll go for that. That's part of scheduling. In fact, I don't want the timeline. I want the Gantt chart. So the Gantt chart is in category scheduling. I can't see it here, so you've got to go into schedule, and then you'll see the Gantt chart, which is this one. And then you just I'll create a blank one and show you how to do this one like that. Just loads it up. Asking me how many rows I want or how many tasks. Click OK to that. It's going to create 5. I'll leave everything as it is. And there's my Gantt chart. Now, if you want to indent the Gantt chart title, so it's going to pick up the summary task duration, I'll do that. And then at the top there, you've got a Gantt chart, and I can indent that. So they now come under this, and if I change the duration on there, if I type 2 and then 3, you can see that the overarching time scale is being picked up at the top. Now, if I want these to follow on, basically you do this. I'm holding my shift key and then just selecting these again, and I'm going to click on this little chain link, and then that will follow on, and you can see this has now become a lot longer, and you can see the information. If you want to do percentage complete, if you click on these little bars and go to the view tab and get shape data on there, you've got a whole array of information there that you can, for example, do percentage complete like that, and then that's got a little bar on it saying percentage complete. Equally, I could insert the column. So one of the options on the stencil is to grab a column. So if I grab a column and put it on here, put it just there, it gives me the option to have percentage complete and other things. I'll go for that. So that's now easier to see, and I can start filling this in straight from here. Whatever I want to put, it's going to fill in like that. If you click on the line, you've got the option at the top there for putting delay in. So if I put like two days in there, up the top there, 2, that's going to be a 2-day lag. You should see that move across like that. So there's a gap there of 2 days. If I did a minus number on that, it would be a lead time. But that's basically a Gantt chart, and it's quite easy to use in Visio. Things disappear on you though if you haven't got them selected the right thing. So you need to be on these taskbars to get things to flag up there on the shape data bit. Likewise, you need to be on the line to get the lead and lag option. Minus number is lead, plus number is lag. And then you can insert columns and things like that. So that's the Gantt chart and the scheduling option. The last thing I want to do is to create an organizational chart, show you how quick that is. So I've got that already in the recently used list, so I'll click on that. And again, you get loads of options. I'm going for this one and create. And then what I'll do is get rid of the sort of template one that shows me. I don't want to pull in data. I'm going to cancel this, but you can pull in data from other places. But this is very simple to use as well. You drag on the boss, and then you drag and drop subordinates underneath him like so. Now you can do it one at a time like this, or you can go to multi-positions. So you've got 3 positions there, or multiple shapes. So if I drop multiple shapes on there, I can select 3 positions, 4 positions, 5 positions to come out of that one, and they'll drop down there. It's gone a bit long, that. I'll get rid of that bottom one. Just click on that and delete it. So I've got 4. Now, if I pull 3 positions into this one, it'll just drop 3 in there. you've got the option of having those lanes slightly different. If you go to layout options, maybe I want those to come right, so left at the minute. So that's not right. Let's go that one, just to give it a bit of space, like so. Now you've got an image option there where you can insert an image if you want. And then you select a picture off your computer if you've got any. I haven't got any really to show over here, so I'll just click on one of these thumbnails and that can be my picture for a person. So that's a organizational chart, very simple, very easy to manipulate. That's all I want to talk about on that one. And if I go back to File, New, as I said at the beginning, you have a whole array of different diagram templates which you can choose from, but they all work in a very similar way. It's all about dragging and dropping, make sure the connection types are how you want them to be, and then you add in your information. You can see here, look, you can bring things in from Excel. You can also bring things in from Project in terms of Gantt charts and things like that. You can link it into external data, and you can export things from Visio to Project and Excel as well. So hopefully that little video is of use. Fast and furious, what Visio is all about. So thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.